Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Lex here. Let's talk about the beginning of the year book tag that I want to talk about. So I'm going to use my phone because all my questions are on my phone and my answers so I can remember all of them. So let me get started. Let me just tell you guys, I didn't do all of the questions. I only did up to 17. I don't remember how many questions there were. I will put all the questions down in the description down below. So let's get started. First question asks, how many books are you planning to read in 2025? So I have a goal of 150. Last year I got up to, I believe, 167, 162, I don't know, around there. If I get up to 150 books this year, that'd be great. But I'm not going to push myself to do that. Question number 2 is books you would like to reread this year. So I would like to reread The Salacious Players Club. The second generation is coming out in September. Is there a case out? I think it's September. But I would like to read Praise, Mercy, Highest Bidder, and Madame again. I would like to read the Alliance series by S.J. Tilley, Nero King, Dom, and Hans. Those are what I want to read. I would like to annotate them. We'll find out if I do. I already reread Nero and just went with the flow and didn't annotate it. So I will probably going to read it again sometime this year. Okay, so a priority read on my 2025 TBR. So my priority read is going to be Shadow and Bone. Do I remember who it's by? No. But I want to read that book and the series before I go into watching the Netflix series. That's what I want to do. And author you wouldn't be reading any more books from. So the author that I will not read any more books from is Ali Hazelwood. I've read one book from her that was The Love Hypothesis. It was fine. It was a Kylo Ren and Rey fan fiction, but when it was published, it had to be censored in order to not be copyrighted for the Star Wars characters. Okay, that was fine. It was STEM representation is great. Okay, since I'm a chemistry teacher, I really liked it. I tried to read Love Theoretically, that's what it is. Love Theoretically, and didn't like it. Couldn't get into it at all. It was kind of boring. And then I have one more, Ali Hazelwood, on my TBR. I think it's Love on the Brain. Most likely won't read that either, because I tried to read Love Theoretically, and I gave up reading that book back in 2023. So probably not going to read anything else by her. All right, next one. That was question 4. Question 5. Something new you want to read. So I am not a fan of the cheating trope, but I'm willing to take a chance on it this coming year, or to read more about step siblings. So I did read Eyes on You by Sarah Kate. That is Garrett and Mia's book, and their step siblings. It was okay, don't get me wrong. Maybe that wasn't the perfect book to go into, so maybe I need to try a different book. Those are the tropes and genres I want to read. Popular book you want to read. Okay, so I did this based off my 25 and 2025 book challenge in my reading journal, and I put The Throne of Glass. I have the book on my 25 and 2025, but maybe it should be the whole series. I don't know. We'll find out if I even get to Throne of Glass, because I'm still working on the Akatar book, and I started that back in November of 2024. So we'll find out if I actually get to it. Okay, my most anticipated reads of 2025 are Once Smitten, Twice Shy by Chloe Leese. I did read this book. Really liked it. Rewind It Back by Liz Tomforty. Love Arranged by Lauren Asher, and then Gloves Off by Stephanie Archer. 2 out of the 4 are sports romances. Does that tell you anything? Okay. 7th, bookish goals for 2025 is based off my reading journal. So they are read more fan fiction, use Libby and Ever and can't even say it right, Ever and more, and then buy less books. We are going to see how well I do on that goal. A book that's been on your TBR you probably won't ever read. Anything from Chloe Walsh. I did get through Binding and Keeping 13. The books were fine. I gave them what, 4 stars? I don't know. Maybe I'm not the emotional type. I don't know. They were okay books. I do have, and I did buy, Larry's versions of both Binding and Keeping 13, Saving and Redeeming 6. Is that what it is? I bought them because I liked them. Doesn't mean I'm going to read them. But yeah. That is probably something I will not ever read. They might just look nice on my shelves. Okay. 10th question. Series you want to read this year. So it is going to be The DC Stars by Chelsea Quarto. I'm going to roll with that. I probably butchered it. Sorry. Okay, so the authors that I automatically buy their books for, and they are Stephanie Archer, Chloe Leese, Liz Tomforty, and Lauren Asher. Those are the authors that I will, no joke, buy their books or pre-order their books as soon as they tell me something new is coming out. So the 12th question is a series you're most anticipating. And the book I'm most anticipating is Come Back by Rebecca Genshak. The reason why is the main male character. He is deaf or sort of deaf. I think he's deaf. He can read lips and everything, but he also signs in ASL. So I'm a teacher. You guys all know that if you watched my videos before. I'm a chemistry teacher. So I have a kid in one of my periods. He's hard of hearing. And I have an interpreter that interprets everything that I teach day in and day out to him. And I'm learning sign, a little bit of sign too. But this is the reason why this is so close to my heart. The last couple years I've been teaching, I've had at least 1 to 2 kids in my classes that are hard of hearing. That is something that I'm really looking forward to. Bookish things you're leaving in 2024. So what I'm leaving behind in 2024 is keeping books that I don't like. So obviously I still need to do this, but I got some books on my physical TBR that I've read and I did not like. Okay, my physical TBR is not extensive. I think I have like, 50 books. It's not very big. Most of the time I buy audiobooks more than physical books because that's how I am. But if I bought a book, did not like it, gave 3 stars to it or lower, I was going to unhaul it. That is what I'm going to do this year, especially if I don't like The Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I will probably unhaul that physical book. Yeah, we'll find out if I actually like it. Okay. Next thing is question number 14. What can you expect from this account? Well, you can see my reading updates. You can see the reading vlogs. Within those reading vlogs, you'll see me planning for school along with updating my reading journal weekly. That is the only time I have is on the weekends to do that. And then I will update you on the books that I have read. And then any other random videos that come out like this one. Has my taste evolved over the last year? Yes, it has. I have gotten into romances more, especially the age gap type ones. So I like age gap romances in general, but I included so that is what I have been liking a lot in the last 3 months. When did I get into it? It was like the last 3 months I changed up my reading habit big time. Okay, booktubers that have inspired you. Okay, so Lachlan from Locke's Library. I have Tori from Novel Life and Larry from Larry Reads. Those are my inspiration YouTubers where I get most of my inspiration from, or the ones who have pushed me to make a booktube. So thanks to them, this is where I'm at today. Question number 17. Something you want to say to anyone wanting to start a bookish account. So my thing is just to post whatever you need to post. If you're wanting to start a booktube, grab your phone, grab whatever you have, use that in order to record your videos until you get the better technology. So once you get the better technology, you can upgrade as you go. If you are doing Instagram, post whatever you have. It doesn't have to be pretty. It just start posting reviews, start posting anything, start interacting with people online. Okay, once you start interacting with people online, that will start building your community. So it will take some time. Don't get me wrong. I've had one. I'm not that big. I think I only have like 500 followers. I'm still working on it. So just post, keep posting, stay active. That is the one thing you need to do, is stay active on the Instagram side of Bookstagram. I kind of fell off. Issues and personal things came up in the later part of 2024. So what I want to say is thank you so much for sticking around, watching this whole video. I really appreciate it. If you have any recommendations, especially age gap romances, leave them down below. I am more than willing to try more age gap romances, because that's what I've been in the mood for lately. So I do appreciate you guys stopping by, listening to me rant and chat, and just appreciate you guys in general. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.